What position are you doing this week?
Like animals.
That's how we do it. Hello there, my name's Ren, and I appreciate you being here with me. Today, my partner and I are going to be sitting down for part 2 of our Q&A about being an interabled couple. So let's get to it.
Do you feel like you had to change your life to accommodate Ren? I wouldn't say that I had to change my life much at all, actually. I'd say my life's improved just by her presence. She's a very empowered and independent young woman. And that's kind of had to rub off on me. Like, she has had to learn how to take care of herself in every which way. There's not much that I do for her rather than do just to help her out.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. So are you too intimate?
Nope. It's not that.
Well, intimacy simply means closeness, doesn't it? Bonding. Do we do those things as a couple?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, just a little. We cuddle, we hug, we love each other.
Yeah.
Talk about deep
intimate.
things.
Yeah. I mean, like, you have to be intimate to be in a
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah.
Yeah.
Vulnerable. That's another thing. Like, we're very vulnerable with each other, and it's amazing. I just love being with him. He's my best friend. But yes, we're definitely intimate, and I know people mean it in a different way, but intimate in its most literal sense. Of course, we're intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, cuddle. Woo!
So what are people's reactions when you introduce Ren as your partner? I would say that they're pretty much the same as if I would introduce anyone as my partner. They don't really differ much at all. But I do feel like people will look at me differently than if I was with somebody, like, I guess that was able-bodied.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like they see me as this great giver, as if I have to sacrifice more just to be with you.
Yeah.
And that's probably the only difference. If Ren's not there, I feel like the questions they'll change a little bit. They'll be like, well, how did she get in a wheelchair? You know, or can you guys have sex? and if so, how do you have sex? I think those are some of the common questions. But other than that, yeah, people usually act the same.
I mean, a lot of times people do assume that you may not even be my partner at all.
Oh yeah. But again, it's the question about asking if you were my
if you were to introduce me. But I think people were a little surprised, like, oh, I thought you were her brother. Or,
oh yeah, they just see us together.
Yeah. I thought you were her caretaker. I'm not sure people can guess who you are. But
Yeah.
as you said, I feel like they do give you a little bit more respect because they see you as you said, like sacrificing something, or like, wow, he's such a giver. He's helping her, you know, and they say to me, you're so lucky to have him. And it's like, isn't he lucky to have me? You know?
That's fair.
So since you did ask those 3 most common questions that people ask you when I'm not around, I thought we might answer them.
There we go.
Why am I in a wheelchair? Do you know why I'm in a wheelchair?
You're in a wheelchair?
What?
You didn't tell me?
Whoa.
I just thought that was like, you know, your
For fun,
your kicks.
just boost my profile on a dating
website. On that chair.
One of my hobbies, just rolling around the streets in my wheelchair. Well, let's see. Do you have an answer for people?
As to why you're in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
I usually tell people, like, oh, you're just like born this way, you know.
I was born in a wheelchair. I came out of the canal in a wheelchair.
Came with the wheelchair and all, yeah. So the whole package.
Yeah, it was like buy one, get free wheelchair.
People usually understand, like, oh, it makes sense, you know.
I came out and it was like a sign, like, free wheelchair, please redeem online.
Yeah.
But in truth, I was born with a tumor on my spine, and I'm going to go much more into detail about this in a future video about my disability and how I came to be in a wheelchair. I'm actually only a recent wheelchair user, really. I've only been in a wheelchair for about 4 years, and you know, I've been alive a lot longer than that. So people might wonder, well, how did you get to this point? But it was a very slow, in a sense, deterioration. But I don't like to call it that either. I just think of it as different skins. I love it. I love my wheelchair as an extension of who I am. And this is a new version of me, and I'm excited to see what the next one is. You know, I don't know what's after this, but you know, with the technology that's coming out, like it's just crazy to imagine.
Cyborg.
Like, yeah, next I'll be a cyborg, I'll be a transformer or something. that will be my new skin. But for right now, the wheelchair is my skin, and it's been the skin for the last 4 years. But there's a lot to my life before that, and I'll be going over that very soon in a video.
So the second most common question, like I'll hear if she's not around, is, can you guys have sex? Yeah, we can have sex.
Yeah.
Usually shock some people too.
Yeah. And the third most common question, how do you guys have sex? If you can, then how?
Yeah. Usually when people want to know all the details, it's like,
All the
just like, so
deets.
how do you guys have sex? I'm like, how do you have sex?
Ask her right back. Like, tell me about your sex life. What have you been up to lately? But the serious answer, like animals.
Bang, bang, choo choo train.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we make love, my friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a difference. That's how we have sex.
Exactly. We make love. Sweet, sweet love. Sex. What is that? Kiss me, love. That is love, children. We do that under.
Do you give Ren wheelchair lap dances?
What kind of question is that? Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool. What is something about each of you that most people would not expect?
Can we go first?
Yeah, sure.
So I started and led a men's group with a buddy of mine for about 2 years. We were trying to help men find themselves, be better men, hold each other accountable, and just be role models for other men in the world. We felt like there was kind of like a lack
Yeah,
of
for
like,
sure.
you know, positive like male figures in our lives, and we figured, hey, why not create a bunch of people or create a group of men that are, you know, that where the mission is to be better, you know, and
Yeah.
to inspire each other.
Yeah.
So how about you? Something that we wouldn't expect?
Huh. Wingardium Leviosa! Well, I guess I played the violin since I was 4 years old, actually. Took lessons until I was 18, and I'm a little rusty now, but I mean, I've played it for so long that it's all muscle memory, really. But I don't think people would really expect that from me. I'm
Yeah.
actually quite the violinist. I was very lucky and privileged as a child to have parents who, you know, wanted to give me something to do to distract me from, you know, a lot of the pain and turmoil that was going on in my life as I was growing up due to my physical limitations.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What, if anything, have you learned from how Ren navigates through life's daily challenges that you have integrated in your life's journey? I would say I've learned perseverance. You know, she's been through a ton throughout her entire life and has had to push through it all. And she still does every day. So yeah, I would say that's helped me actually, you know, fuel the courage to do more and to push past, you know, what I think are my limits. So yeah, perseverance. And so there's a second part to this question. Are there any adaptations that Ren uses that you've adopted? I would say for adaptations, I like to use her shower seat.
what?
It actually makes it's easier, like it's helpful to like wash your feet, you know, like
I
you sit
did
in the
not
shower.
know this. I
can
was
just put my
having a good
feet
time within the shower with my shower seat.
That way you're not like, you know, like on one foot, like in the shower, scrubbing your feet and you slip and fall. So,
Yeah, there's something to be said for sitting down in the shower. You know,
that's
even
really nice.
you know, wheelchair or not, like I've always wondered, like, why not sit down?
No,
you know, I think it's easier. Like it just sounds easier to do. It sounds more fun. I don't know, like sitting down. There's something to be said for it.
People used to do that. They would sit in a tub, you know, or a barrel of water.
True, yeah. Or like the
down.
sauna even, like, you know, they'd have benches in there, the bathhouse.
Or a creek and a river, you know, so it's
yes,
more
you
natural.
would sit down, yeah.
Yeah, it's much more natural than standing up.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just like after I've had like a full meal, I just can't imagine standing in the shower. So next question. What do your friends and family think of your relationship? Well, they absolutely love Shou. they know he's good stuff. He is a very special person. My parents love him. All my friends love him. You know, he is an incredible human being, and I'm so grateful every day to get to spend my life with him. So
thanks.
And when they met him, they were super impressed. I remember one time you coordinated with my mom to come surprise me for like New Year's, and that was so cool. And like I think my mom really respected that. Like she saw like, wow, the effort that you put in. They had to learn how to say your name, but you know, other than that, they were very excited to learn about his life and, you know, see how he interacts with me and he treats me so well, and they see that, and I think that they really appreciate you of all people, you know, getting to be the one who's by my side. So what about your family? This one's a little more complicated, right? Because you know, obviously when I introduced you to my family, you're an able-bodied person, you know, whereas I'm sure your family was not expecting someone who wasn't. I feel like that's normalized, that you bring home somebody who is able-bodied, right? Like,
I don't think most people are used to, you know,
interabled couples.
Interabled couples, I would say, like, at first my family was, like, a little concerned that I would have to take care of you a lot, and that, like, I wouldn't, in the end, be happy because I would be, like, overworked or something. Yeah. That was before they met her, so that's different now.
Yeah, like, and do they actually know anyone in a wheelchair? Because when you don't know somebody, it's easy to just assume. Yeah, exactly. They're in their minds, they're seeing a certain image that they've created, right? Like helplessness and like she's gonna be a leech on you and stuff like that, unknown. But then there's a face now to this creation in their minds. And
after meeting her, they absolutely love you. You know, like, they welcomed her as a part of the family.
Yeah.
My niece and nephews, they love her to death too. They like to push her around in a wheelchair.
Yeah, go for rides. You know, we play Choo Choo and we go to the train station with my wheelchair, and it's amazing. Your niece is so young. She's like 18 months or something. She pushes me around in the wheelchair. She just loves it, like over and over again, and just loves to bond and we play baby dolls together and everything.
So they just totally embrace her. You know, they don't really see the wheelchair as, you know, an obstacle or, you know, for me to love you, which is really cool. I'd say the same thing for my friends.
Yeah,
you know, like they pretty much think it's awesome that I don't see the wheelchair as an obstacle. Yeah. Enjoy you like a normal person, really. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Do you want to have children?
Yeah.
10 kids, right? I know.
Okay. We'll have to talk about that one, honey. 8, 7?
14?
6?
I thought we did talk about this.
What? But yeah, we would love to have kids. Shou's an amazing partner, and I couldn't imagine having kids with anyone else.
You're an amazing partner too.
Yeah, and it would be kind of exciting to see what kind of adaptations I would need for something like that, for raising children, running around, how do you grow them? You know, I'm excited to see that. I don't think there's enough representation of adaptation in parenthood. So it'd be kind of exciting to figure out for ourselves. I spent my whole life adapting. Every stage of my life, you know, I found ways to be creative. It's kind of exciting to imagine taking that on together.
Yeah, you give the kid a ride.
Give the kid a ride, yeah. How do you carry them around, all this stuff. So that's pretty exciting. But yeah, how many kids? That's still up for debate.
Yeah. Still discussing that.
10 is a little much.
9, 8.
So will Ren's disability prevent her from getting pregnant?
Not that we know of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same question for anyone. Like,
Yeah,
you know
that's
that
true.
you're
Yeah.
infertile or fertile?
Yeah, that's like more of a stigma.
People assume that people with disabilities
Yeah.
can't
have
reproduce
kids.
or
Yeah.
shouldn't.
I mean, they probably don't think you can take care of yourself. So
Exactly.
how would you take care of a
Exactly.
child,
That's the
you know?
assumption. Again, that's definitely not true, but that is the stigma that exists in our society. Just as Shou doesn't know whether or not he's fertile, you know, who's to say that I am or am not? But my disability does not impact that. No doctor has ever said to me, I'm sorry, you will not be able to have children because of your condition. I also do track my cycles. That's in my morning routine video. I talk about fertility tracking. I do ovulate every month. I do have a period every month. You know, as far as we know, I am fertile myrtle up in here, and there should be nothing stopping us from parenthood. We still have to use protection, everyone.
Yeah.
Wear your condom. Okay, so that's it for the Q&A. Thank you guys for your questions. If you have any more, please do leave them down below or over on my Instagram at findingren_. We will answer those questions in a future video, hopefully. Can't say when, but we hope to do one soon. And thank you guys for watching. We appreciate your support. Please like and subscribe if you like our content and want to see more from us. Other than that, I hope you guys have an awesome day.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.